Linux command get unused port. I'm looking for a command or script which returns an unused port on my Ubuntu Linux system. I have looked on internet and the only thing I find is about the use/listen port with the netstat command. Apparently something with the netstat command will work but don't know what exactly. Any idea how? Thanks.
Netstat.lat gives the complete list of listening and established ports. When a port is not on any of those states, doesn't exist for the system, so you won't find a command that shows the list of unused ports. Keep in mind that there are 65,535 ports, so anything that isn't on netstat.lat is an unused port. The following bash script will do a simple scan of TCP ports, and let you know which are open and which are closed. If you save it as portscan, sh then it must be run as /portscan, ship first _port last _port, for example, ./portscan.sh100 and 27.0.0.120.135 will scan the local equipment from ports 20 to 135. Remember to make it executable with char plus x portscan, sh.
Ruby2.x, one-liner. Ruby require socket, puts_info.tcp, 0.bind, vertical bar s .local _address.ip _port. On my machine right now that printed. A subsequent invocation printed. This technique causes the current user to request an unused port, bind to port 0, and then prints out the port number that the operating system provided. And since the current user is the one asking, ports below 1024 will not be returned, unless current user equals root. Credit where credit's due, this solution comes from a comment by Franklin Yu on unix.stackexchange.com's What's the easiest way to find an unused local port?
One-liner. I put together a nice one-liner that quickly serves the purpose, allowing to grab an arbitrary number of ports in an arbitrary range. Here it's divided in 4 lines for readability. Line by line. Com is a utility that compares sorted lines in 2 files. It outputs 3 columns. Lines that appear only in the first file, lines that only appear in the second one, and common lines. By specifying -23 we suppress the latter columns and only keep the first one. We can use this to obtain the difference of 2 sets, expressed as a sequence of text lines. I learned about com here. The first file is the range of ports that we can select from. Sec produces a sorted sequence of numbers from $from to $2. The result is piped to com as the first file using process substitution. The second file is the sorted list of ports that we obtain by calling the ss command, with t meaning TCP ports, a meaning all, established and listening, and n numeric. Don't try to resolve, say, 22 to SSH. We then pick only the 4th column with awk, which contains the local address and port. We use cut to split address and port with a column delimiter and keep only the latter, F2. SS also output and header, that we get rid of by grepping for non-empty sequences of numbers that are no longer than 5. We then comply with com's requirement by sorting numerically, n, and getting rid of duplicates with unique. Now we have a sorted list of open ports, that we can shuffle to then grab the first $how many ones with, head n. Example. Grab the 3 random open ports in the private range, 49,152 to 65,535. Could return, for example. Notes. Switch T with U and SS to get free UDP ports instead. Drop Shoof if you're not interested in grabbing a random port.
Short bash script that randomly generates a number between 1025 and 60,000 and loops until that number isn't found in the list of used ports. This is a quick and dirty solution that has a bias to larger ports.